So you work out a lot, huh? Huh? Yeah, way to rub it in my face! My fat face! We all have some burning questions when it comes to working out. Some questions like, do I need to wash my hair every time I work out? Is sweat bad for my hair and my scalp? And what styles and products can I do to preserve my curls? This is the most requested video in my comments right now. And after doing some scientific research and trying out some hairstyles while I worked out for you, I have come to some conclusions and I am excited to share them with you. So without further ado, stay tuned. I am your main girl Mel, and let's get to it. Okay, but for real, do we need to wash our hair every time we work out and we sweat like the animals that we Like the animals that we are. We're animals. You're an animal. Well, here's the deal on sweat. Oh, I am so glad you asked. Hi, I'm Scientific Mel, bringing you the actual factual nitty-gritty scientific. Let's get sweaty. Now, our bodies sweat through two different glands. We have the eccrine glands, which are found all over the body, and the apocrine glands, which are found where there are hair follicles, your scalp, your armpits, and other nether regions. Now, scientifically speaking, perspiration consists of water and minerals. Minerals like sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. And only in those apocrine glands found in your scalp and other hairy regions, there are other substances in our perspiration like urea and lactate. Now, these things will make our milky sweat very, very appealing to odor-attracting bacteria. Do you smell that? Ew! That's disgusting! Luckily, some of those bacteria generate lactic acid, something you may be familiar with. We can find lactic acid in food, which actually helps to lower the pH of food so that dangerous bacteria can no longer survive. This similar circumstance also happens thanks to your hair follicles. They are naturally producing lactic acid. This suggests that sweat may actually keep you healthy by warding off certain microorganisms. Well, damn. Okay then. So, is sweat bad for the hair and scalp? Well, if you're sweaty and you stink, then you definitely should clean up as needed wherever you have those hairy follicles, especially. But if you're worrying if the sweat is damaging to your hair and your scalp, well then, listen to this. Fun fact alert! Some of these components of the sweat have moisturizing properties. Lactate and urea are found in many moisturizing lotions, so naturally, you're hydrated, which is great. Also, this modest quality of lactic acid acts as an antibacterial agent, which will actually protect your scalp from bacterial and fungal agents. So no sweat about the sweat. Go sweat! But hold up. So does that mean I don't have to wash my hair after every workout? Well, no. There's definitely a time and a place, and there comes a time when it's recommended that you should wash your hair. But you definitely should not, under any circumstances, wash your hair every day. Because in fact, another fun fact alert, you will do damage to your hair if you are repeatedly washing it day in and day out. Repeatedly wetting your hair down will only lead to Hygral fatigue, which is a whole other topic that we will get into in another video. But Hygral fatigue refers to the damage done to your hairs when you wet them and dry them. Every time you wet your hair, the cuticle swells, it absorbs moisture, your cuticle flakes out, and that process of opening and closing eventually wears down at your hair strand, and your hair strand will become more porous, which will then make your hair feel drier, and if your hair feels drier, then you're going to want to put more moisture on it, which could fatigue it even more from moisture, and it becomes a vicious cycle. That's Hygral fatigue in a nutshell. Now, if you want to learn more, let me know, and I will create that video ASAP. But the takeaway here is the less often you get your hair wet and dry, the less damage you will be doing to your hair fibers. So now what's the solution to the stank? Because I'm oily, I'm greasy, I'm sweaty, I'm stanky, it's gross. What can I do? What? Well, luckily there are some solutions to this. There are ways that you can mildly clean and refresh your hair without having to wet it every single day, which you should definitely be doing, especially if you work out a lot and you want to keep your hair nice and fresh. You should invest in some of these options. Something like dry shampoo, no rinse shampoo. Now, which option is best for you? Well, if you have oily hair, you're going to want to use a dry shampoo. Dry shampoos often contain oil-absorbing ingredients like starches and powders that will prevent your hair from looking so shiny. Now, I don't particularly use dry shampoo like ever. I'm not an expert on them. I do not have a whole ton of them that I can compare for you guys. But I do have a drugstore option here that I can show you. And I have this Ouidad one, which is a salon brand of dry shampoos. And this one is for all curl types, it says. This is just a very basic dry shampoo for volume. I'll actually show you what these both look like when I directly spray them in my hair. That's gonna be a Mimi. Essentially, you shake it up, pop it open, part your hair, keep a safe distance away, spray. Oh my god, it smells really good. It has a really nice, fresh, clean smell. You can't see anything. But if I show you this drugstore brand Batiste, okay? Shake, safe distance. It leaves your hair white. Now, you're supposed to leave it for a second. Let it work, and then you massage it into your head. Usually the white does tend to go away, but if you have very, very dark hair, something to be aware of, you might see it in your hair. Make sure you massage really well. And instantly, you smell fresh. Look at this volume. That's the benefit of dry shampoo. The volume is for real. I might just use this more often for funsies. Actually, this one's really nice. It feels really cool on the scalp. It's a moisturizing dry shampoo. It's got some oils in it, so it's not too dry. Actually, very nice. Now, another thing you can do is use a no rinse shampoo. This is the type of stuff astronauts use when they are in space and zero gravity. You essentially put this very liquidy substance in your hair, massage it, and it's shampoo, but it doesn't need any water to set up. It will get sudsy. You kind of wipe away the excess product and you're left with clean-ish, emphasis on the ish, hair. Now the problem with these no rinse shampoos is that they're not rinsing out. So all the dirt and the grime and the product that you're adding is still going to sit in there. This is not a long-term solution. Eventually, you need to give your hair a very good clean, whether you're clarifying or you're using a very cleansing shampoo, do that. Now, if you have more of a dry scalp and you are worried about using dry shampoo because you do not want to dry or irritate your scalp out anymore, there are many other refreshing sprays that you can use. Some of my favorites are the DevaFresh. I just love the smell of this. I use this mostly on the ends of my hair to refresh that stank. Moving on, those are a few ways that we can preserve the smell and the cleanliness of our hair, but how can we actually preserve the curl shape? Because I'm trying to keep this wash and go going, you know? So while I'm working out, I like to strategically place my hair in different low manipulation styles that are not going to alter my curl pattern. This is important. Style number 1 is very simple. I usually just like to use an Invisibobble because this gives really low tension, or you can use a silk scrunchie, and I will just plop my hair at the top of my head in a very loose hair tie. This is definitely one of the best styles you can do to your hair while you're working out, because if you see, it doesn't move, at least not with the Invisibobble. Sometimes maybe if you have finer hair, a silk scrunchie could slip out, so I prefer this kind of elastic. If your hair is too short to fit all the way in the pineapple, leave whatever hairs are sticking out. Don't touch them. The more you pull and tug at your hair, remember, if you're sweating, there's going to be a lot of steam and it's going to eventually want to reset your hair in that shape. So what's very important is once you are done your workout, you immediately take out your hairstyle. Let your hair out. Let it go free. That way it doesn't want to dry in whatever shape you had it. You want it to stay as natural, low manipulation as possible. Another really low manipulation style I like to do, especially since I have bangs, or especially when they were front bangs, is using a Zazzy Band. This is a very special headband that is shaped like sunglasses. I just like it because it's very comfortable and it's very loose. Like it'll stay on my head, but it's not constricting, it's not too tight, it's not wrapping all the way around and ruining my hairline. Very gently just sits in my hair. And as soon as I'm done my workout, or as soon as I can deal with my hair back in my face, I would just take that off. Now, if your hair is very, very long, a pineapple is not a pineapple for you. It's just a high ponytail. So it's tough if the hair is waving around all over the place. They're gonna start to create friction. So you're probably better off even very, very loosely braiding your hair in a very simple braid, because at least that way it'll keep all of the hairs together so they don't get too crazy. Honestly, for me, I really like to wrap my hair when I'm working out. I just like to wear my bonnet, to be quite honest, because this way I'm not creasing my hair. I don't have to put it in a ponytail or anything. It's just tucked away in a safe little cozy environment. Now, I've also had a lot of people reach out and say, Mel, I can't wear my bonnet to the gym. And there are alternatives to this as well. You can also use a satin scarf to tie your hair in a cute little scarf, and that way you don't feel like you're wearing your bonnet, but you're still getting the benefit out of that silky satiny material that will not cause friction on your hair and keep your curls nice and shiny. There are so many ways that you can tie a headscarf. This is just how I sometimes tie it. If you do want a more in-depth tutorial and multiple different looks with headscarves, let me know in the comments below. But one thing to consider here is the fabric that you are using. The bonnet that I wear is a polyester satin. So polyester is not the most breathable fabric. Sometimes when I'm wearing it, my head does start to get a little hot, a little bit steamy, and that's why I take it off when I'm ready to air it out. Now, if you use a natural silk satin, the material will be much more breathable, you'll have a more cooling effect on your head, and you won't sweat your hair out too much. Just something to be aware of. Both do the job. Some good post-workout hairstyles are anything where your hair is tied up. Containing your hair and tying it up will prevent everyone around you from smelling it because it's not flowing in the wind. The idea is not to rough up, indent, manipulate, or do anything crazy to your curls, at least not on the first wash day or the first time you're working out. If we can preserve the curls, the longer, the better. And if there's anything you guys want me to try out, let me know. Again, I'm not an expert. I don't have like all kinds of different dry shampoos that I could have showed you today, unfortunately. But maybe one day I'll make a review on a whole bunch of different dry shampoos. Also, if you guys want to see more styles that you can wear after the gym, I do have some styling videos on my channel. You should go check those out. But if you want specifically post-gym, like maybe a braid tutorial or certain bun tutorials, well, just request it below and you never know. It just might be the next video. That's all for this week. If you want any details on some of the products I was using or some of the accessories that I use, I will link them below. I also have all of my sources below, so if you want to learn more about sweat, then do that. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Peace. Are you ready, kids? Okay, do you work out? Working out while you have curly hair. How would it be? Oh, hey. Do you work out?
Time for scientificness.
So, you work out, but first, water. I'm not even moving my legs. I can't wait to sweat that one out. Does that mean I don't have to wash my hair after every workout? So you work out a lot, huh? Wow. Hey, you work out? Huh? Huh? Hey, you work out? Stop. Wait a minute. Let's get started. Huh? Way to rub in my fat face. I bit the inside of my cheek. Ew! That's disgusting. So, no sweat, go sweat.